one thing I can tell you about Westbrook is he's driven. Okay, he's going to keep coming. He's not going to, kick his feet up and expect to come back next year and have things just all of a sudden be a little bit different. I think he's going to, based on every competitor, I think he's going to spend, now whether he'll tell you this or not, he's going to spend a lot of time thinking about the things he can do to get better. And, for our team, one of the things that I think he's focused on trying to do is become a better three-point shooter. And I see him late at night in this gym working on that. His ability to continue to catch and shoot and knock shots down, I think, is a big part of his continued evolution as a player. With all that being said, you're talking about a guy that is amongst the best players, if not the best players in the league. It would be easy for him to kind of rely on what he's done, but he's not going to do that. The areas for him to continue to improve, those are things that, one, structurally, how can we continue to find ways to put him in position to be enhance his effectiveness? I wouldn't say make him effective, because he's highly, highly effective. One thing about him is over the last 10 years, we have the second most total wins of any team in the league, including the playoffs, other than San Antonio, and Russell's been here for all of that. He's not perfect. He'll tell you that. I think, shooting the ball at the free throw line, this year, what we experienced, and we were 29th in the league shooting the free throw. How in the world you can be that bad at the free throw line and still end up 7th in offensive efficiency is beyond me. But we've had guys underperform shooting the ball from places on the floor that they've notoriously shot the ball well from. So Ferguson, we're feeling out. You know what I mean? We don't know. But, a lot of other guys didn't have the year shooting the ball that they normally would or have, and we have to figure out, how much of that's random and how much of that is systematic that we can do to help. But Patterson, high 30s three-point shooter. Abrinas, high 30s three-point shooter. PG was, I think, running close to 40. Melo was in the 37 area. Felton had a 35-plus three-point shooting year. Dre, obviously, that's not the strength of his game, but he was efficient from the spots on the floor. Stevens always going to be up there, in the area in which he shoots the ball. And Russell's just devastating from at the rim and mid-range. I think everybody can come back a little bit better, and I think Russell will do the same. There's no question. But the free throw line will help us all. That's one of those fundamental areas that, I wish I had an answer for you, but we had guys not shoot free throws well collectively, and we were leaving 5-6 points a game on the line and losing. We lost a lot of close games, and again, that's a reality. It's not an excuse. Like, we have to be better at the line. We have to knock shots down at the line, and we're not imagining guys to shoot better at the free throw line. They've done that for a long period of time. It just didn't happen. I think that's a fair question. I think that's something that, again, for us to be where we were defensively with Dre, which is, I think, 1 or 2 in the league, uniformly, the group as a whole, I think we can get more out of defensively. And that's saying something, because we're 9th in the league defensively. And so, but with our team, with Westbrook, Paul George, Robertson, and Adams, and obviously, that's Carmelo on that team is not going to be the best defender of that group. But I do think that when Robertson dropped out of that group, it made everybody else's job harder, and I don't think we really adapted to that effectively. And that's everybody. I wouldn't say it's just Russell. But, I don't think that a lot of times we think about defense and we think about it being this, like, we think about the glamour of defense. You know what I mean? We think about Dre pinning a ball on the backboard, or Russell, running through a pass and taking it, like a pick six to the other end of the floor, But the best defenses are the ones that force the most inefficient shots. And we as a unit didn't do a great job of that. Now, we turned people over at an alarming rate. We defensive rebounded okay. But we knew that would be a bit of an adjustment for us because we got a smaller team this year because we were playing with more space and we're trying to, add more shooting with Patterson, et cetera. And we were hurt a little bit on the boards, but we were good enough. We got better in the deep paint, but that's a universal approach. Now, I also think that speaks to the continuity, which is if we were able to, and this is without Dre, but like if we're able to bring the same group back, that's where role definition, the anticipation, like especially with all the switching schemes that we're using, that Billy likes to use, there's a rhythm to that, and there's a repetition to that I do think can get better. If you look at the best teams defensively, a lot of them do have a lot of continuity. And there's a cerebral nature to defense as much as there is to offense, and I think that uniformly that could be better. I don't disagree. A lot of teams would be happy to be in the top 10 defensively. We would like to be better than it. We'd like to be in the top 5 if we could, and that's what we're going to try to focus on.
Those first 20 games, they get after you. Now I know they're in their own building. And George, eventually Robertson knocked it away. Another steal.
That could be better. I don't disagree.